Hi guys, and welcome back to the Weekend Roundup Show. Of course, myself, I'm back.
Welcome back to you. Welcome back, Abby.
Thank you so much.
You.
I missed you.
Anyway.
I really missed you. I always miss you. Of course, joining me is Pippa, the one and only Pippa. You did such a good job filling in.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we have so much to get through, don't we?
There's a lot happening this week.
There's been a lot of goals this weekend.
VAR drama.
We're going to get into all of it. All right, let's start with Newcastle versus Leeds.
Wow, I didn't think you was going to start with that
Well,
one.
we're going to just
That's
start.
the game that, it sounds so bad. Sorry to any Newcastle fans or Leeds fans. That's the game that I actually forgot about this weekend.
Well, we're going to remind everyone.
I do remember Rafinha's goal, which was epic.
Yep.
So that's the one thing I remember from the game. And St. Maximin as well.
Well, that's a good start. Yeah, Alan St. Maximin, great goal. Obviously after Rafinha scored for Leeds.
Yeah.
It was a nice way to kick off the weekend with a draw, but it's not too good if you're a Newcastle fan, is it?
They're just don't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. At least they got a result, a point and a goal. But it's not looking good for them at the moment. But there was some similarities between Rafinha's goal and St. Maximin. I know that Rafinha's was, the nice little rocket.
Yeah.
Nice. But the similarity was the dummies.
Yeah.
In both of them. Like Willock hopped over St. Maximin's ball. And I don't know who hopped over Rafinha's, but you would have thought someone would have got a touch on it.
Yeah.
But there was two clever dummies for those goals. That's the one thing I remember from that game, which I really enjoyed.
Okay,
clever goals.
That's a positive.
Yeah.
In terms of Newcastle, though, I think that it's been a pretty poor start to the season. I think that a lot of people expected that, as well as Newcastle fans. They've got no faith in Steve Bruce, it seems.
Yeah.
Where do they go? Are they going to stick with Steve Bruce? Do you reckon, or?
I think they probably will for a majority of the season.
Yeah.
Because for any other football fan, you'd think they're not doing well, but Newcastle won't think they're doing well either. But for their standards, as long as they still stay afloat in the Premier League, that's well enough.
Yeah.
And
you think about the constraints that Newcastle have, obviously with the lack of investment and things like that, and obviously the issues they have with the owners, is just staying afloat enough? When you think of the size of a club like Newcastle.
I think that's enough for the board. Don't think it's enough for the fans, but if you was to ask any fan, would you rather be in the Premier League or the Championship? I'm sure they'll say Premier League. So it is kind of enough for the fans, but I'm sure they want more.
Yeah.
They have the model there. I mean, remember, it was only a couple of seasons ago that, was it Floyd Mayweather or some other billionaires were looking to buy Newcastle? That could have just changed everything.
Yeah.
But
if that Saudi consortium would have, if they wouldn't have done the whole, human rights thing, then that could have been another game changer. But again, do we want to see that? We have clubs that have those super owners, Manchester City, Chelsea. Do we want to see that? Because it just takes the competitiveness. Don't get me wrong, if it was Spurs, I'd be all for it.
But if you're asking, if I was a Newcastle fan, obviously I can't speak for them properly, but I would probably say yes. Yeah. You just said Man City and Chelsea, they've won things recently. In Europe, in the Premier League, they're winning things.
For football in general, is that what we want to be seeing? Is that the only way to be competitive now? If you get bought by a consortium or a country and people put so much money into it, that's the only way you can compete?
Well, yeah, if you're in the Premier League, then 100%. I know it's not the right way, but Premier League, Championship, they're worlds apart. Yeah. Premier League is all about the money. It's all about the funds, what the clubs, how much funds are put into these teams and the clubs, and that you see that on the pitch. The teams with the money, it shows. Whether they get results every weekend, they might not, but they're always floating around that top part of the table.
Levels above. Leeds, on the other hand, again, not a massively great start to the season either. It's one of those where I think we talk about it quite a lot. Bielsa is very set in his ways and in his tactics and things like that. Is that worrying though for Leeds, because it hasn't been a strong start to the season? For all their lovely attacking style, they're just again shipping goals non-stop.
I wouldn't be too worried for them. And I don't think fans or the players or the club should be that worried. Yeah. It's still very early. I mean, Brighton's fourth at the moment. No one expected that. So it could all change. Yeah. They haven't had the best start, but I feel like they will kick into gear. Whereas in previous, especially last season, they kicked into gear kind of early. Yeah. And then, pundits thought that they would sail off. But they didn't. They didn't really. Yeah. So maybe they're just easing back in. Well, that was the way that we started the weekend. And then, of course, following on to the 3 o'clocks, we had Wolves 0, Brentford 2. Ivan Toney with a goal and an assist. He's officially arrived. Tony. He's arrived in the Premier League. He's been here. He arrived on the first day of the league against Arsenal. Yeah. Even though he didn't score, he was definitely there in that game. Are you feeling a bit sour about the comments he made about Arsenal? Of course. If anyone missed it, should we go over what he kind of said? If you have to. It was something about that Arsenal won't ever win anything, wasn't it? Something along those lines. Until they get a striker. Until they get a striker. He was making little low digs, jabs. And it's quite uncomfortable to watch a player that hasn't achieved much yet. Much as he's a great player, he's achieved Premier League promotion, that's great.
Yeah.
But he hasn't done...
The most.
Yeah, like, why are you talking about my team like that?
Maybe he's trying to get a transfer so he can
that's not the way to do it. It's not. But do you know what I do? If I was not an Arsenal fan and I'm seeing that as a neutral, I love that type of stuff. I love it. But when it's my club, I'm just like, why are you talking about my team like that? What are you doing?
Winning no fans over here. But another win for Brentford. And on the other hand, another loss
for Wolves.
Wolves. You know, we're getting into week 5 now. And for all their nice style of football, they've got absolutely nothing to show for it.
That's the team that I would be worried about. If you were to compare between Wolves and Leeds, Wolves are the team that should be more worried because they're a team that's always done just enough, just okay in the league. Mid-table finish. Great performances, sometimes against top 6 teams, they get the results. But this season, the way they've started, the 1-0 losses, they're just not kicking on and it's not good enough. And they've got quality in their team, that's what annoys me.
They have, and they actually play all right football. It's just, is it the case that, you know, it's a big transition? Obviously, they had Nuno for so long, and, you know, Bruno Lago's come in and it's just not, something's just not connecting, because I don't think Wolves fans are particularly bothered about the style of football. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Wolves fans in the chat.
When I spoke to Matt Cooper, I think he was bothered.
He is bothered about the style of football.
I'm sure he said that. Let me not misquote him.
Anyone who's Wolves in this chat, get in the DMs on this chat, please. Because it's just the results at the end of the day, and results and football is a results-based business. How long do you feel that Lago can last if things keep going this way? Not very long. No. I don't think there's many managers, this could come back to bite me now, I don't think there's many managers in this league right now that their jobs are on the line, like on a thin line. Yeah. Not anytime soon. I think the earliest, if there was going to be a sacking, depends on what happens from now between December, but I think the earliest will probably be like February. I don't think it'll be this year. Well, okay, let's say hypothetically Wolves don't win a game between now and the end of October. They would.
Okay, then there's the thin line.
Then there's a thin line. Yeah. You know, that's relegation, that's relegated form, you know, to not win anything there. But I guess we'll have to. But all credit to Brentford because again they've come up, they've picked up points where they can.
And they're winning games.
They're winning games and they play a nice football and getting the job done. So big up Brentford on that one. Burnley 0, Arsenal 1. Unfortunately, Arsenal are back to winning ways.
Unfortunately, I'm buzzing. That was the longest drive up to Turf Moor. I'm still tired now.
I swear, I say it all the time, and Burnley fans don't like me for it, but Turf Moor is a
horrible drive.
It is. It's not a good drive at all. But did you know that Arsenal have now won consecutive away games by a 1-0 scoreline for the first time since December 2014?
1-0 to the Arsenal. 1-0.
However,
this is the first week I've been able to smile about Arsenal.
Well, no, you could smile last week. You won last week.
Norwich was good, but because it wasn't a convincing win, I was happy enough, but I wasn't like buzzing. Even though I'm not fully buzzing now about Burnley, it's the fact that it's 2 wins on the trot, another clean sheet.
Yeah, and you needed to have that. Was Ramsdale was in goal again this
fans
week?
were singing his name.
Really?
What's that? 2 or 3 clean sheets? Two clean sheets now.
2 clean sheets now. So maybe that was that, the boost of energy you guys needed at the back. Did Tomiyasu feature?
Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu.
He was solid at the back.
There we go.
Very good.
See, there we
Very
go.
Impressed.
These signings that Arsenal fans weren't particularly buzzing about, maybe that there's something that's trying to build it. You've got to take the small wins, Pips. Look where we were in week 3. Yeah. We've got to think about it.
Where you know? We'll get to that. We'll get
to that. We'll get to Spurs. Don't worry about it. Burnley are now winless in their last 13 Premier League home games, and also their last 10 games against Arsenal. So, what do we think about Burnley? Because we all know what they kind of bring to the table and the style of football that they're going to play, and their restraints are very difficult. But is it a case that are they just going to stay up? Are they going to go down? Because I tipped Burnley to potentially be one to go down this year.
Really?
I did.
I think around 15th.
You reckon?
Yeah, just floating above. Because they are teams that can always nick a 1-0 result, and they easily could have done that against Arsenal.
Did they have chances against
Of course.
You? Yeah.
Especially in the first half, they were all over Arsenal at parts of the game, and it became frustrating because I'm thinking, all right, when are Arsenal? Because the final third wasn't all there, to be honest.
Yeah.
And there wasn't much service for Aubameyang, so at times it looked like he wasn't not playing, but it just felt missing.
Yeah, like it disjointed.
Pepe was just hot and cold. It just wasn't enough. And there were chances missed by Smith Rowe. Saka had perfect opportunities to play someone in twice, but it just wasn't coming off in the final third. Whereas Burnley, they looked more threatening when they came into the box.
Yeah.
The players we have to thank that Arsenal kept a clean sheet were Gabriel, Tomiyasu, and of course Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Tierney did okay. Ben White had a shocker, unfortunately.
I mean, I've heard you say that quite a few times since Ben White joined.
No, I've actually been impressed with Ben White in previous games.
From the AFTV lot downstairs, I've heard I've heard it quite frequently. They haven't been
You know what they're like though, man. Some of them, they just can't, there's no pleasing them.
No, you're right. They're so pleasing, that lot downstairs. Martin Odegaard, so officially an Arsenal player. That is actually Arsenal's 40th direct free kick in the Premier League. A nice little stat for you. You've got a lot of stats going on today.
Oh, nice. Love it. Give me all the Arsenal ones.
Love a stat. But it must be nice to have someone that can, give you that.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. Literally, I didn't see it coming because you've been Turf Moor. There's literally a huge flipping beam in the away stand that you literally have to do this to watch the game. And the beam was blocking my view of Odegaard's free kick. And I'm just like, I managed to see it, but not as clear as I wanted to. And I did not expect that to happen. Yeah. The free kick was absolutely beautiful.
But it always helps when you've got someone that can have that in their locker and can do something from a dead ball free kick situation. So that's another positive for Arsenal. But that's enough about Arsenal. We'll move on.
No, what? There's no more. Give me a good stat. I want a good one.
All right. I'll give you another stat.
No?
Aaron Ramsey, you're right. Aaron Ramsey was the first goalkeeper to keep a clean sheet in each of his first 3 appearances.
Oh, it was 3. Yeah, it was 3.
It was 3.
How can I forget that?
There we go. That's the last stat for Arsenal. We're moving on.
Aaron Ramsey. All right, go on, move on.
Wow. Manchester City 0, Southampton 0. There was a lot of talk before this game.
I'm so surprised about this result.
Are you?
Yes. When I did the preview Reflect, I predicted 4-0 Southampton. He predicted 5-0 Southampton. I mean, not Southampton.
So City.
4-0 City. And he predicted 5-0 City. I just expected lots of goals in this game.
Well, they only had 1 shot in target in the whole game.
It's ridiculous.
That was Phil Foden in the 90th minute.
And then there was a ball that went in by Sterling and it was given offside, I think, or just wasn't given. Yeah, offside.
I mean, that's just absolutely crazy. That's their lowest tally in a Premier League game since March the 8th, 2017. And they also managed 1 against Stoke. I mean,
that's mad.
Do you think, because there was a lot of hoo-ha around the comments from Pep Guardiola this week.
Yeah, can we get into that?
Yeah, let's get into that.
I didn't see the whole conference, but I saw snippets where he said that.
It was more, again, he does dig out the Man City fans quite a lot.
I didn't see that bit.
He has done it. He's done it quite a few times about, the Etihad not being full.
Was it full that day? I didn't.
Probably not. I doubt it, unless they were giving out free tickets. Most likely not. But there was always a lot of comments made by Pep, saying that it's not full and that City fans need to come through and things like that. And from what I saw, it kind of rubs City fans up the wrong way. Is he treading a bit of a fine line? Because of course we all know what an incredible manager he is. Yeah. Everything he's won. But at the same time, if you're going to, continuously annoy the fans. When he
How is he annoying the fans though?
Well, he's saying that they don't turn up to games, and
if I don't think he's wrong for saying that. If I'm the manager of a club that's continuously doing well for the last 5-6 years, and you're not turning up, that's a problem.
But also, if you have a look at it from an average fan perspective, it's expensive to go to football.
Yeah, that's
if you've
true.
got a family, you can't always afford to go to Champions League on a Wednesday night and then go to a Southampton.
But every club has a certain amount of fans that have season tickets, and those season tickets allow you to go to these games. And I'm pretty sure that was a home game for City.
It was a home game.
Yeah, so
perhaps they were down the road at Old Trafford.
They all wanted. No, they were at West Ham this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, they probably would have
been. Southampton are now winless in their last 7 Premier League games. They've drawn 4, lost 3. Concerning. I mean, that's quite a good result then, I guess. Yeah, even if they didn't have a shot on target.
I'm pretty sure Hassan Hootel celebrated that. Not celebrated, but he was just like at the end that they got the 1 point.
Well, they probably thought they were going to get rolled over.
Exactly.
To only have them register 1 shot. Yeah. With all that, I think that's probably quite a big achievement for Southampton, wouldn't you say? Yeah,
of course. So, like I say, I wouldn't worry about too many teams at this point of the season. But I think that's a huge result. Well, not huge. It's a good enough result for Southampton. Yeah, because they probably was not expecting that.
Especially at the Etihad as well. Going away to City is tough for anyone. So I think that's.
But my point I was going to bring up about Pep was the clip that I saw. He said something like, well, they had 7 days to prepare for this. We had 2. Or something. Oh no, we had 10 minutes.
We had 10 minutes.
He said we had 10 minutes, and they had like 7 days. And I'm just like, what? That didn't stop you from winning the league a couple of seasons ago. You've always played Champions League. Well, not always, but you've played Champions League football for a few seasons now.
I mean, that smells a bit of like Jurgen Klopp's excuses, doesn't it? For them to not play well.
Yeah.
But hey ho, I guess that's just what Pep's on at the moment. On the other hand, Southampton's James Ward-Prowse made his 100th consecutive appearance in the Premier League. Only the 9th outfield player to register such a run, with Frank Lampard top. That's pretty good, no?
Yeah.
I think he's a baller.
I do too. I feel like I mean, he was meant to leave this season, but he decided to stay for Southampton.
I think he might have had a new contract or something like that, because there was a lot of clubs sniffing around.
Yeah.
And to keep him for Southampton when they're so used to selling their best players.
That's true.
I actually think that was quite a coup, because I think he should have been included in the England squad.
Yeah, definitely.
Because what he can offer. Yeah. As we said earlier with the dead ball situations. I think that you have to have someone like that in your locker. Yeah. I think that's great. A great thing there. Right, Norwich. Yeah. Versus Watford. Now, Norwich at home, we've always said that they need to, kind of step up their game. They lost 3-1 at home to Watford.
Big up Watford, man.
That is
Big up Ismail Assar.
I know. But
I've got a secret. I DM'd him once.
Did you?
Saying, come to Arsenal.
Did you? I thought it was going to be something like saucy.
No, I don't do that. I'm very professional. Just come kind of begging players to come to Arsenal in the DM.
Just come to Arsenal, hon.
Didn't work. I don't think I read it.
Norwich are just the 5th team to lose each of their first 5 matches in a Premier League campaign. I mean, it's not looking good for Norwich, is it, so far?
No. They
couldn't even beat you. Oh, sorry,
what's that supposed to mean? You played. What's when you play them?
I know. We have a terrible.
You lot are doing this right now.
We have a terrible, terrible record against Norwich.
The thing is, between the promoted teams, especially between Norwich and Brentford, I expected Norwich to do better in the league right now than what Brentford are doing. Obviously, because they've been here before. They had the best run in the Championship for a very long time last season. And I just expect better from them, because Brentford just about made it, didn't they? They had 2 playoffs again. So I'm quite surprised that Norwich are playing like this. Great goal by Pukki, by the way. I mean, Pukki still got it.
He's still got it.
It's just, I just don't know what's missing from that squad. Or maybe they're just not gelling at the moment.
I just think that, like you mentioned, it's a very big step when you go from Championship Premier League.
Yeah, but they've been here. Brentford haven't been here for years, and they're doing it right now.
I would say the only difference is that Norwich are a yo-yo club, and I've always said this.
They're up and down.
They're up and down. It's the same with someone like West Brom, the same with the Fulham. Yeah. That they're good enough to not be in the Championship, but they're not quite good enough to be in the Premier League.
Like a Bournemouth as well, kind of.
And the investment that's put into it isn't enough to get you over the line.
Yeah.
Whereas I would say with Brentford, the way that their Moneyball transfers are set up, they're so strategic in what they do, and it's so well thought out and things like that, and they have a specific thing for it. Yeah. Then maybe that's what's helping them so far. That the players that they're bringing in are of X quality and things like that, rather than just cutting corners and signing someone just because it's a cheap, cheap deal. But Norwich fans will tell us more about that. So make sure you get in the chat.
Yes.
But Watford enjoyed an away Premier League win for the first time in 11 games. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, and it was a really good win as well.
It was a good win.
I enjoyed each of those goals. Yeah. Even though they tried to take, was it Sar's second goal offside, and then they gave it afterwards. Yeah. But a really good performance from Watford, very convincing win, and I think that's what they needed at this point in the season to really get back into, because they've lost a really big character in their dressing room, and sometimes he's been on the pitch sometimes recently, but losing Troy Deeney, it could probably affect
he's their talisman. Yeah. He's been their talisman for many years. So to have such a difference, when you lose that, it's a bit similar when you could say with Jack Grealish at Aston Villa, but Villa are flying kind of after this weekend as well, who we'll get on to. But Emmanuel Dennis is the second player to score Watford's first home goal and away goal in the Premier League season.
Oh wow!
After Etienne Capoue in 2016-17. Yeah, I do remember Capoue. Wow. He used to play for Spurs.
Yeah, of course you remember.
Oh, that was short-lived as well. And actually another one, a good stat for you for Ismail Assar, has scored 21 league goals for the Hornets, more than any other player at the club in that time, and his first debut was in the August 2019. Wow,
that's what I'm saying. I really like him as a player.
Yeah, he's a good player. I'm surprised no one's come and tried to snap him up.
Well, he's got to do the bits for Watford now, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's doing it so far.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
Tottenham 0, Chelsea 3.
Yes, let's talk about this game. I enjoyed this.
I'm sure
I was right here yesterday watching this with Sophie, Fuad, Robbie, Saeed was here too. You was at the ground.
I was.
How was it? Talk to me about the experience, the whole net zero, 0 goals. 0 chances, 0 opportunity.
Well, Spurs decided to go completely carbon neutral yesterday. How was it? To be fair, I didn't really notice the carbon neutral side of it. I mean,
did you not?
Apart from the fact that my beer said this is reusable on it, my beer cup.
What, the cup? Is that it?
The cup. But I don't know any other Spurs fans that noticed anything.
What's the point of isn't your cups the ones that you put it on and the beer comes from the bottom?
Yeah, I actually didn't watch how they did pour it yesterday, but I assume they didn't pour it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's usually.
Did you? I'm not trying to out you here, but did you walk to the ground?
I didn't walk to the ground. I had a family thing beforehand, so I couldn't. I had to drive, unfortunately. But if it helps, I got a lift home.
Yeah.
So that was reducing my carbon emissions. Sharing is caring. Chelsea have won each of their last 6 away League London derbies. That also goes for you guys as well, anyone else that's in London. The longest such streak in their history. And another nice stat, which you'll like, Tottenham have lost consecutive Premier League games without scoring a single goal for the first time since February 2021, when the second game in that run also included Chelsea.
And conceding 6. You've got to remember that. 3-0
thank you
twice.
very much. Thank you so much.
No, but no, enough about Tottenham. On a serious note, Chelsea are looking the business now.
Chelsea are unbelievable.
Yeah, so I've said it, I think, pretty much every week since the league started, that they look like serious contenders for the league. And I've said that they look good, even though every performance hasn't been fantastic. They always manage to get the result. They always manage to pretty much keep a clean sheet. They've only conceded against Liverpool, and that was a penalty. Was it the penalty? Yeah. And they just look good, very good. And the fact yesterday was the first time that I saw better football from Chelsea. And the thing, and I've said it many times, that Lukaku didn't have the best game, but they have players all over the pitch that just score.
Well, that's the thing. You don't have to. I think with Chelsea, it's like when you look, they don't have one individual superstar, right? But they're all world-class players. The way they played out of the press yesterday, I mean, granted, second half there was not much press.
Why was Harry Kane?
Well, we're going to talk about Harry Kane. We're going to talk about Harry Kane.
But can I just say,
let's talk about Chelsea.
These Chelsea goal scorers, yes, of course, Lukaku scored pretty much in every game since he's come back. But they've had goals from Kovacic, Thiago Silva, who's turning 37 soon. Kante, Alonso, Reece James.
Rudiger,
these are not forward players. Rudiger. These are not forward players. But I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of games, Mendy scores 196 minutes from corner.
Well, they also had Kepa in yesterday as well. There was no Mendy. So it just shows you, look, the thing is with Chelsea, they've spent a lot of money over the last 2 seasons. You know, you can't take that away from them. And they should be where they are and as good as they are because of the money that they've spent. So when you try and compare it to someone, you know, like Arsenal, like Spurs, it's you're in a completely different league and level because, you know, if Spurs or Arsenal make one bad signing, you're paying for it. You know, it's not like Chelsea can go and sign Timo Werner, it doesn't really work out, so they bring in Lukaku to help him out.
Timo Werner got an assist yesterday.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like we don't really have that luxury where you've got an owner that can just spend 100 million here, 100 million there. We don't have that. But I would say that they look fantastic and they have players in every position, world-class players, and they also have an incredible mentality as well. Because I actually felt Spurs played well first half.
Okay.
I thought they played well.
First 25 minutes, definitely.
I think that we pressed well and things like that. And I don't think Chelsea really caused us too many problems that first half. But whatever
first
happened,
half, I thought it could have ended 0-0, to be fair.
Exactly, and whatever happened in that 15 minutes, again, hats off to Thomas Tuchel, just small changes and tweaks at half-time, bringing along Kante, and that was it. It was over before we even came back out of the dressing room, really. But as you mentioned, Harry Kane, that's the first time Harry Kane has failed to score in his first 4 Premier League appearances since 2015-16, which is, I have to say...
I don't know. Has Harry Kane gone to Man City?
I think mentally, I think his body's still in North London, but his head
he's just not here.
His head is in Manchester. I have to say it's very frustrating, you know, because the window's shut and it is what it is. And I get it, you didn't get your own way, but at the end of the day, you're still contracted and getting £350 a week to
that's a lot of money, man.
Play at Spurs. So why don't we start playing? That would be really helpful. I didn't get it at times yesterday. We've seen him drop deep in the midfield.
No, but that was deep for a lot of the game.
I know. That's what I mean. At one point, he was CDM. Højbjerg was further forward. You know, I was watching it before. I was thinking, why are you?
And he was just chilling. Like, he was just like,
you know, he's just not trying to overexert himself. You know, and him going out on the left and things like that. I can't understand there would be any instruction from Nuno for him to do that.
No, the thing is, the positive I could possibly get out from that. At moments of the game, I thought that was very intelligent.
Yeah.
But I thought he was doing that in an intelligent way. But as the game went on, I realised, no, he's just lost. Because at times, obviously, Chelsea, the defenders, Rudiger, Thiago Silva, whoever's going to focus on marking Harry Kane and focusing on him. But because he took himself out of that situation, he can easily get an assist, pop balls over the top for whoever. And I thought he was doing that intelligently.
No,
but
I don't think he was.
He just wasn't there.
He just wasn't there. And he literally caused no problems yesterday for any of them for that Chelsea back line. And it really was a really poor afternoon.
Not only did they not cause any problems for Thiago Silva and Rudiger, they thought, you know what, let me show you how it's done, Harry Kane. Let me go and score.
Well, he said, I'll show you how it's done. This is what it feels like to actually play for a club you want to be at. But anyway, it is what it is. And unfortunately, I don't really know what there is to do because it's terrible to have a player that you don't want, that doesn't want to be there. But at the same time, you've got a job to do. And if you want to get your big money move, suggest you start twerking for it. There was no other way to put
Basically
twerk for it. Moving on, Brighton, 2, Leicester 1. You had a lot to say about this game with VAR.
Did I?
You did out there.
Yeah, it was so unfair for Leicester City. So unfair. Because that game, I think pretty much well, for me anyway, the focus was because when I think about recent Premier League legends, obviously when you think about legends, you think years back, you know, 2004, 2005 season, stuff like that.
She'll never be over it.
No, but when I speak about recent Premier League legends that are going to be legends in years to come, Vardy is the man for me that's doing it. And that was his 250th appearance for Leicester. And he got his 150th goal. And so that was meant to be his moment, I can't lie. That was like a big game for him, monumental for personal reasons. And VAR just done Leicester's dance, man. Yeah. Brighton. Twice. No discredit to Brighton. Brighton, phenomenal.
Brighton is sitting 4th in the Premier League.
And it's deserved. Can't get my words out. Deservedly deserved. But Harvey Barnes, I've got to feel it for him because, you know, missed out on the Euros. I'm sure he would have been in there due to that injury. He's come back, and 2 of the goals that were given offside for Leicester were because of him. Apparently blocking the keeper's sight, which I don't think he was.
When we watched that back just before, I mean, I know I'm only looking at it on a small screen, but I mean, I didn't really feel like he was really blocking his sight.
I don't think he was at all. And then was it Ndidi's goal?
Yeah, again, sometimes
very unfortunate.
Sometimes you just can't catch a break in games, and sometimes it is what it is. But let's take nothing away from Brighton because they've had a fantastic start to the season. That was their first league victory against Leicester since April 2014. So we're going back time, and that was in the Championship. Yeah. So look, I've always said about Brighton, I think that Graham Potter is a really good manager, and I think that as long as they can put the ball in the back of the net, they play good football. Yeah. Like I enjoy watching them.
They got that guy Welbs.
Yeah, Danny Welbeck on the score sheet as well.
I forgot he even played for Brighton.
I forgot he played in general. Yeah, same. But that's 12 points from 5 games from Brighton, so they've made the best start to a campaign since 2015-16, which was in the Championship as well. And I think that's, you know, it's very early. You don't need to be looking at them. It's all about consistency. But I think that we should take a minute and actually applaud Brighton because they, like we always mention, constraints and things like that. They're another club that have a minimal budget and things like that. True. And I think that when you look at the likes of Trossard and Mopai, who's also putting balls in the back of the net, Danny Welbeck, bringing him in, I think that's, you know, there's a lot of positives. And also the fact they sold Ben White. Yeah. Who was one of their star players. So I think that we have to take our hats off to them. There was a stat I did recently, I think even in a preview show, where they had the most clean sheets in the year 2021, just after Man City and Chelsea. So their only problem was actually putting the ball in the back of the net. And at the minute, they're firing. Yeah. So I'm happy.
Also, I know we've moved on to the Brighton Leicester game, but there is a super chat here from Beefy, and he says, "Is it Chelsea for the treble? Spuds in the oven, twerk for it." I had to read the super chat. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I love that he said twerk for it as well. Thank you so much for making us go back to the super chat.
Sorry, go on. You carry on.
Spuds in the oven and twerk for it. It's so
Spuds in the oven. You like a jacket potato?
I do. I love a jacket potato actually. You might have inspired my dinner tonight.
There you go.
I won't twerk for it though. No, I have a night off. Leicester have lost 6 of their last 9 Premier League games, which is actually a bit of a mad stat because you think that Leicester, how good they've been, but actually
I'm surprised about them.
It's as many defeats as they had in their the previous 25 games. Any worry there about Brendan Rodgers? Do you think this is maybe a bit of a turning point because European football's back?
This is the team that I'm worried about. And I know you spoke about teams obviously being worried about like the Norwiches for relegation and whatnot, but I'm worried about this team only because I expect so much more from them at this point in the season early on because they have been a top 6 team. They can argue to fit into that top 6 argument.
And arguably they should have finished top 4 the last 2 seasons.
Exactly. So when they're not performing like this at the start of the season, it is a cause for concern. Yeah. When you've got a very good manager in Brendan Rodgers who's been able to, especially how they started pre-season, they won the Community Shield, was it the Carabao Cup? Yeah. Was it? No, FA Cup?
They won the FA Cup, sorry. Community Shield and the FA Cup. Yeah.
That is a perfect start to your season, winning against the Man City, winning against the Chelsea. So now the league has started and they're not getting the results they're expected to. I know Brighton have done really well, but I think I predicted a draw. I don't remember. My memory's so bad.
Did you?
I can't remember, man. I think Flex definitely predicted a draw for this. But I just expect Leicester to do so much better than they're doing right now. It is a cause for concern. Obviously, there's lots more games to go, but they've got European football still.
It might be the case of European football. It does take its toll on teams when you're playing that, and that Thursday, Sunday, and it does, especially if you don't have a massive squad. Yeah. Not everyone's lucky enough to have a depth in like City have or Chelsea have and things like that. So that is, you're right, it is a cause for concern. Moving on, West Ham United 1, Manchester United 2.
This was another dramatic game, wasn't it?
Can we just talk about Mark Noble for a sec?
Okay. Yes. Because I'm absolutely livid in David Moyes' decision. I get the logic.
Yeah.
He hasn't missed a penalty since, what was it, 2016 or something
but
crazy like that. I get it.
But first kick.
Have we not learned anything from the summer of the Euros? Yeah. You don't get your player off the bench. And to be fair, I think Rashford and Sancho had even more time to play before the penalty.
Yeah.
Mark Noble didn't even know he was taking a penalty. If you watched that game, well, I saw some of it. Listen, the thing happened. You see David Moyes flapping over to the bench, and Mark Noble's like, yeah, what's up? Like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm going to try and get him on. Speaks to the full official, yeah, we're going to try and get him on. Mark Noble's looking around like, what, me? That's so much pressure. I know he's, I think he's still the captain.
Yeah, he's still captain.
He's the guy, I get it. He scored loads of penalties, loads of goals for West Ham, but in a game as big as this,
and also
you just don't do that.
Isn't it a bit disrespectful to anyone else that's on the pitch?
Disrespectful to Declan Rice, who's had a good week. You captained a team in European football this week. Was it this week? Last week? Whatever week it was.
Yeah, this week.
And they got a win. He even got a goal.
Yeah.
I think do you not have faith in Declan Rice? Do you not have faith in Jared Bowen? I think it's what Bowen offering. Do you not have faith in Souček?
Yeah.
I'm sure these players can put the balls back in there.
I don't know if Ben Rama still on.
No, I think he came off before that.
But there's so many other players that you think that do I have to bring on Mark Noble to take this?
I think it's rude to the team.
I get it.
And not only that, is that team has played so well for that 90 minutes. That 90 minutes, they've put in the effort. They've got the team this far.
Absolutely.
They've won that penalty. Yes, he's never missed since 2016, but I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, West Ham fans let me know, all those penalties that he's taken, he was probably involved in the game already. He was on the pitch. I'm sure he was probably the reason why some of them the penalties were given. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand it.
No, I didn't understand
Smart on paper, but in theory,
dumb in reality.
Don't do that, David Moyes. I'm sure you've learnt your lesson.
I don't think we'll be doing that ever again.
No.
And I'm sure
because I know. I'm just I just wanted to see like a last minute equal. I really wanted West Ham to equalise.
I know because of that.
Only because of the way Saïd was celebrating, I wanted him to just cry.
just go crazy about it.
Sorry.
Manchester United extended their run of 29 Premier League away games without defeat, which is pretty good. That's 19 wins and 10 draws. Longest ever run without defeat on the road in English League history.
Wow.
10 of them have come in London as well, so that means there's always lots of United fans about.
Yep. Oh, a little dig.
So, look, I think that it's a shame because it actually was quite an open game.
It was a good game.
I was very happy to see the equaliser.
And Ronaldo wasn't given those penalties.
No.
There was two. Was it because he's Ronaldo?
I think that it's probably because it's Ronaldo.
Why?
Because, remember the Fergie time, Sir Alex and things like that. If we start giving Ronaldo penalties every time it goes down.
But is it clear? What do you want him to do? Break his leg before you say, oh, that's a penalty? Like, it's a clear penalty.
Well, they go to VAR.
Yeah, it did. And did it go to VAR actually? Can't remember.
Surely if it's penalty appeal, it goes to VAR. Jesse Lingard, because we all know that Jesse Lingard was incredible for West Ham back in the last season, and actually wanted to try and cement that move, and he didn't get it. To come back in against a club you kind of want to be at,
and score a goal like that,
and also a goal like that was some rocket.
Ooh, and the thing is, the shot of the camera when you're watching it on TV, all you can see is the West Ham fans in the back, and I think
and he got like a hero's reception as well, didn't he?
Do you know what? I'm so mad because some of the West Ham fans, it's just like an instinct thing, isn't it? They naturally celebrated, then they went, oh, actually, shit, he plays for United. Like some of them actually wanted to praise him because they probably got still a lot of love for Lingard, and they realised, right, he's just scored against us and put us in a bad position. Yeah. But I have to give credit to Lingard because he's the bounce back king. Whenever there's something going wrong, he manages to switch it back up. I mean, he let the team down Champions League football against young boys. Yeah. Then he comes back and scores a goal like that in the Premier League and helps United pretty much get the win, as well as David Gea helping the team. He helps them get the win, and even Ronaldo looks like he's a fan of Lingard. The way he grabbed him and celebrated.
Yeah, I love that.
They live in the dream. That young boy is living the dream right now. Well, he's not young anymore. He's a big man.
He's not young.
He's a big man.
He's a big man now. But we get it. He was such a massive fan. I mean, who else would you want to play with other than your idol? But I thought that was a rocket, and I'm really happy to see him doing well. To be honest with you, a good stat here for you about Cristiano Ronaldo. Aged 36 on 226 days, Ronaldo is now the second oldest player to score in consecutive Premier League appearances for Manchester United, behind only Ryan Giggs.
Oh, wow.
It's also the 66th different stadium that Ronaldo has scored in European matches. That's mad. Stadium. Absolutely mad.
I swear he scored every United game now.
I think he has.
Yeah. That's a great move.
Anyone in the chat's confirming any of those?
Let's have a look. They haven't got there yet. RD saying 2 people tapped CR7. It was a penalty. Okay. Lyle saying Ronaldo, Lingard, 13 points out of 15, title race, top of the table.
Ooh.
Any more Ronaldo comments? Not yet. There's a lot of people talking about Tuchel.
I'm absolutely buzzing.
There we go. SA says 4 goals in 3 Premier League games. Ronaldo is just the GOAT. 4 goals, 3 games.
4 goals, 3 games.
4 in 3, everyone's telling me now. Thank you very much.
I think that was also 3 games for Messi and no goals.
Oh, not the comparison.
I didn't say it.
This is the Premier League roundup, honey.
I did not say it out loud. West Ham side Benrahma has been directly involved in 5 goals in 5 Premier League games this season. So he's off to the flyer.
So happy for him.
3 goals and 2 assists.
I met him straight after that Championship playoff final against Fulham.
Yeah, when they didn't come up.
Yeah, when they didn't come up. And obviously he was gutted. He had tears in his eyes. I was speaking to him. Obviously, English is not his first language, but you could tell that he was just, he had the time to talk to me.
Yeah.
But he was just gutted, obviously. And I just felt so sorry for him. And now to see him in the Premier League, to have his chance. And this season, he's shown what he can actually really do. Because last season for West Ham, it wasn't really producing nothing.
No, but I thought he was always a really good player when he was at Brentford.
Yeah.
And I thought that was actually a pretty good signing for West Ham as well at the time.
And it's really showing now. I mean, I was at the West Ham Leicester game when they won 4-2. Was it 4-3?
That's a mad stat I've got for you next.
Oh, and Benrahma was absolutely amazing in that game, as well as Antonio, of course. But yeah, I'm happy for him. And I think West Ham have got a really good side.
They have. They've built a really good foundation, really good side. And like always, my only thing is European football will eventually take its toll because they don't have the most massive squad.
Time will tell.
I think time will tell, but I think that they're doing really well, and that's even coming from me, who doesn't like West Ham. But this is a mental stat, right?
Go on.
I can't believe this. David De Gea has saved his first penalty for Manchester United since October 2014.
Yeah, see, this is why I said it was smart on paper for David Moyes to do that, because I'm sure David Moyes, remember, he's been at United, he knows that, you know, David De Gea is not the best shot stopper.
He's had 22 penalties in that time.
Bro.
That is a mental
So everyone,
stat.
especially David Moyes, not everyone, but I know they're expecting that Martin Noble penalty to go in because it's up against David De Gea, who hasn't had the best penalty stop record. But he's been a very good goalkeeper every week in the Premier League, pretty much. He's had some really good saves.
7 years, the guy hasn't saved a penalty.
That, what game was it? Europa League final?
Yeah.
That was the worst.
We weren't getting close to anything on that day. That's blown my mind, that stat.
Yeah.
Absolutely blown my mind. All right, let's move on. Aston Villa 3, Everton 0.
What a game.
What a game. Ooh. Honestly, some tasty goals in that game.
Leon Bailey, he has arrived.
He has arrived.
He has arrived, mate.
He has arrived. And do you know what? Don't look like they're missing Grealish at the moment.
No, not at the moment, no.
They're not if they play like that.
No.
They're unbeaten in their last 5 Premier League home games and their longest run without defeat at Villa Park since 2015. So is it a case that they've actually reinvested that money really, really well?
Yeah.
And it just needed to let it embed?
For what I've seen from Danny Ings, what I've seen from Leon Bailey, like those players in particular, they're flying right now. Yeah. And
Matty Cash has even done the hairdo and everything.
Matty Cash,
he's got the band out. He's got the long hair. We're just trying to emulate.
Goals in his locker.
Yeah, we're just trying to emulate it. But Everton have conceded 10 goals in their last 4 Premier League away games, as many as they had in their previous 14 on the road. Everton. Again, I feel like Everton are like Spurs, to be honest with you. They're just,
don't disrespect
I
Everton
just think
like
we're
that.
both a bit of a
Don't disrespect the Toffees like that.
I think we're just a very mixed bag, both of us. Sometimes you get a good result, sometimes you get a bad result.
That is fair.
I think that we're both...
Everton's definitely a bigger club than Spurs.
You would say that. So is Norwich is a bigger club than Arsenal,
yeah, that's a joke.
In my humble opinion. But that's Villa's biggest win over Everton in all competitions since 2005.
Wow.
And I'm just buzzing for Villa, to be honest.
I was really impressed with that game, impressed with the goals, impressed with Matty Cash. When you've got a player that, I know you can play wing back and stuff, but when you get a player that's a defensive player that can get forward like that and score goals, you just think, wow, it's incredible. When you have a new player that's new to the league, not only just new to your team in Leon Bailey, coming to Aston Villa and producing goals like that. When he was it one-on-one where he was just through on goal, kneed it up a little bit, made sure he got it in the right position, cool, calm finish.
Yeah.
That's the right composure you need from your winger.
Beautiful little run as well.
Yeah, love that.
And he's been involved in 7 goals in his last 7 top flight appearances, 4 goals, 3 assists. So I'm all for it. All for it. And that's Luca Digne's 3rd own goal.
Oh, so it goes down as an own goal. Of course, it hit his head. But you know what? You know, at first glance, I literally thought he took that corner and it went, phew. You know them training goal videos.
I thought, wow. And then I saw the replay. I was like, oh.
So is it not given to Leon Bailey then?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
So yeah, but again, Asmir Begovic came in as well for Jordan Pickford, who was of course out. That's a mad stat. First Premier League appearance in 896 days.
For who? For who?
For Asmir Begovic.
Oh, yeah.
The last time he played was for Bournemouth in 2019.
Damn.
Wow.
That's not very fair, is it?
That's a bit stale, isn't it?
Yeah. And then he let him 3 goals.
Yeah, not a good day for Everton. Not a good day at all for Begovic.
That was like Wolves. Was it Wolves the other day that had to keep? Yeah. that had that keeper in, that hasn't played the Premier League. That was insane.
It's like deer in the headlights, wasn't it? All right, Liverpool 3, Crystal Palace 0. Liverpool have won each of their last 9 Premier League games against Crystal Palace. Of course, Palace had a nice boost the week before by beating Spurs 3-0. So they probably went there with a bit of confidence under their belt, you know, a good win under Patrick Vieira. But I guess if you go to Liverpool, you kind of know what you're going to get.
When you're going to Anfield, it's never going to be easy, is it?
No.
I obviously knew that Crystal Palace would have some type of energy and excitement going into that game, but I'm pretty sure they were all not expecting a win at Anfield.
Yeah, no.
And welcome to the 100 Club, Sadio Mane.
I know.
Yeah.
What a player. What a player, right?
Yeah. He's all right. He's all right.
No, you can say
No. I do really respect him as a player.
You can say it.
I feel like he hasn't had the greatest start this season for him as a player. I know he had a really good goal. That was a contender for goal of the month. Mm-hmm. Who was it? Okay, when he hit it on the volley. It started from Van Dijk, went over to... I've forgotten his name.
He's the 18th.
What's his name again?
Harvey Elliott.
Yes, Harvey Elliott. And then Salah, then Mane, and he hit it in the volley. That was a very good goal.
Well, he's the 18th different player to score 100 goals in all comps for Liverpool. So they're racking them up, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that either. Liverpool Sadio Mane became the first player in Premier League history to score in 9 consecutive appearances against a specific opponent.
Wow. So Crystal Palace then?
Crystal Palace fans
they
must have nightmares.
They do not like Sadio Mane, boy.
They're literally ready for his retirement.
Yeah.
But we're going to move on to your team of the week in a minute.
Okay.
But you put Salah in your team of the week, didn't you? Oh.
I apologise now for any Liverpool fans watching. I felt that I had to, what's that word? Consolation. I felt like I had to put a Liverpool player in there for consolation because they won 3-0. But I didn't want Salah in there. Yes, he's a great player, but I actually wanted Leon Bailey in there. Not sure if that's been changed. I won't get onto the production team because that's my error.
A late transfer request.
I put in a late transfer to put Leon Bailey in there because that should be over Salah.
Should be.
Sorry, Liverpool fans.
Hopefully they've changed it. Production, we really hope they've changed it. But do you know what? If he's not, then it's still fair. Mohamed Salah has racked up 134 goal involvements in the Premier League, 99 goals and 35 assists. So he's just one away from the 100 club as well.
Damn.
So we shall see.
Yeah.
Anyone in the chats before we do team of the week?
Yes. Here we go. Well, everyone's getting on to Chelsea. Why are we always talking about Chelsea? They're in the title,
can we not talk about Chelsea for once, please?
Cavalier is saying Van Dijk's better than John Terry. There's lots of I think there's a lot of Chelsea fans in here. Dean is saying you can't go to Anfield and expect to win. Shift is saying 160 million spent on a mid-table club. Okay, who's he talking about? Chelsea have 30 million profit. We sold our deadwoods for Lukaku and who came for free, LOL. And that's from Be Real. It's being very real with there.
Yeah, being very real.
This is a Liverpool fan, can't pronounce the name, but he's saying 6 times champions. And the Nizu Bizu saying Bailey 1 goal and he's over Salah. Good one, Pippa. I know Liverpool fans are going to get on to me.
See, they're going to troll you whatever you do. So you just got to do what you got to do.
This week it's got to be for Leon Bailey because I don't want to say this, but I feel like more weeks out of none, Salah's going to have a better week than Leon Bailey.
Yeah.
So I think this week is for Bailey. Because if you presume that Salah's going to have better games than Leon Bailey this season, or you never know. Yeah. So this week it's Leon Bailey because the other weeks it's probably going to be Salah.
No, you're right.
Most likely. So I have to give it to Leon Bailey.
Just before we do team of the week, so for the title so far, we'll do this every week now because we're on week 5. Your top 4. Tell me who your top 4 is.
What, in order?
Yeah, I want to know. We'll do this every week now.
I'm still going Chelsea top. Liverpool.
Second.
Yeah. City, United. Now the United fans are going to get on to me.
But I think it's a bold statement. I can't call it. So
it's very hard. Because the only reason I put United 4th because out of those teams, I guess, even though they get results, they've kind of been unconvincing. Yeah. I know some of Chelsea's they haven't been unconvincing. They just haven't been great play. Yeah. But they get a result. Whereas United, it's a bit like, this team can nick it here. Do you know what I mean? They're not giving me title-winning performances, but they've got all the quality. Yeah. And all the players that they definitely can compete for the title.
No, I totally agree with you. All right, let's do team of the week. I haven't got your team of the week, so I assume you've got it.
Somebody said, El Jefe, Pippa, please get Odegaard in team of the week. Let's have a look at my team of the week, shall we? Because no Arsenal players had even sniffed in my team of the week yet. Not even had a chance. Not even.
Okay,
but here it is. David De Gea in goal. I think this is about the 2nd or 3rd time he's been in my team of the week,
Yeah, okay.
But
well, look,
he saved the team.
It's an iconic moment because he saved his first penalty since 2014.
He's got to go in there.
Okay, we've got it. I get that.
there's a lot of Chelsea players in here, but Matty Cash has to get in there in that back line. I really wanted to put Tommy Yasu in there because the performance he had against Burnley, but I thought maybe I'm being a bit too biased. Yes, he was good, but Matty Cash, you can't go up against that this week, I'm afraid.
Yep.
Perfect performance. Thiago Silva goes without saying, look at the age on him. Almost 37. Great defensive work, not that he had much to do. And a goal. So yes, Rudiger as well. Who spelled Rudiger like that then?
I was going to say, I hope you didn't spell Rudiger like that.
No, that's not me, honey.
Someone in Productions, Rudiger.
Alonso as well, always gets forward. Great game as well. Very technical. Does what he does on the wing and he gets forward. Lingard, what a goal. Returning to London Stadium and doing that for United after the week he's had in Champions League. Definitely in Douglas Luiz. I didn't even talk about him during that Aston Villa game.
You didn't.
Douglas Luiz.
You've got a moment now to talk about him though.
Baller. That's what I'm going to say. Baller. If he's not in your team in the week, what are you playing at? Douglas Luiz. I mean, it should have just been a Chelsea, Villa, couple United players in this team in the week. But really. Yeah. Odegaard's in there for that free kick. Absolute perfection. And yes, finally, there's an Arsenal player in the team of the week. Well, my team of the week. Does he make yours? Probably not. Hope so.
Send through your team of the week, guys. We'll read them out before we finish.
No matter who you support, you've got to admit that was a great free kick. Yeah. Salah's in there, but it's meant to be
Leon Bailey.
Leon Bailey. And yes, everyone in the comments saying Gabriel. I actually had Gabriel in there over Rudiger, but then I realised even though Gabriel had a great performance for Arsenal, I had to give it to Rudiger.
Yeah.
See, I'm not biased. Because I could show you the messages. I put Gabriel in there and I thought, you know what? Rudiger deserves this one. Rudiger.
Rudiger.
Ismail Assar goes without saying. Great performance from him. And Tony, 1 goal, 1 assist. He's up there. Yeah. Even though he spoke dirty on my team, he's still in there. Oh, do you know I had Gabriel in there? Everyone's getting on to me.
They're getting on to you, but that's your team of the week.
That's my team of the week.
That's her team of the week. I didn't get time to do my team of the week this week.
Yeah. You've been too busy tanning it up, girl.
But I'll be back next week to do team of the week. That's fine.
What do you think of my team of the week? Who should I put in there?
Who do I think about your team of the week? I mean, I think... why are you so shady?
He got an assist.
I don't care.
Kante's goal, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know who should be in that team of the week. All I know is that no Spurs fan should be anywhere near that team of the week. I'd go with
you say who should be there?
Oh, no Spurs fans.
Okay, yeah.
I'm all for your team of the week, to be fair. Leon Bailey should be in there. I think that's the only thing. But you tried to rectify it and production said it was too late.
Sorry.
So we won't hold it against them.
They took Gabriel out though, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. But yeah, well, so thank you very much for this week's week 5 of Premier League Roundup.
It's going quick, isn't it?
Yes, we're going flying by. I mean, we're already into basically October.
Yeah.
So the season is well and truly underway.
Full swing.
North London derby, so we'll probably
looking forward to that?
No, you?
No.
No, absolutely.
I mean, we're in a better position than you at the moment, but I'm still not looking forward to it.
I think that we'll be civil.
Are you going to be there?
No, I was going. But
I was going to come. I would look for you.
I was going, and then I've got a family thing this weekend, so I jumped at the chance.
I think it's best.
I jumped at the chance when they said, "Oh, do you want to go to the Cotswolds this weekend?" I went, "Yes." Yeah. They went, "Aren't you going to Arsenal?" I was like, "Don't worry about it."
Every Spurs fan that I know personally is not going to the Emirates. What are you scared of?
I'm here all the time.
What are you scared of?
I feel like I live by the Emirates. I'm here every other day. Like,
it's all right,
it's too much. I think it's okay. But we don't forget, guys, we're going to do, obviously, Premier League preview on Thursday with me and Flex. And actually, we will be at the Emirates.
Oh, your new home.
My new home. To, of course, film ahead of the North London derby. So I will be at the Emirates in some context.
Yeah.
But anyway, what are you working on this week? You here this week?
I have no idea. Don't put me on the spot like that. My brain's just gone blank. I know I've got a busy week, just can't remember.
Just can't wait. We have to tune in and see if Pippa's around this week or not. But I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and we will see you again next Monday.